I prepare for you a few files which I want to demonstrate to you and which help me to demonstrate the opportunities and methods of creating 3D models and what kind of models we can create using Catia V5. First of all, when you start to create new files, for example, you cut part. You can see a simple window which give you an opportunity to create your 3D models. Catia have a lot of different models which give you which help you to create different features. For example, most useful models is generative shape design, part design, and drafting. This workbench for creating 3D mechanical parts is part design. And for creating surfaces, we use generative shape design. Also, Sketcher help us to create not Sketcher. Drafting model of drafting, it's mechanical design, and you can see here drafting give us an opportunity to create create drawing from your 3D model. I hope we will have enough time today for demonstrate you all of these parts. Also, this environment can help us to create simple assembly. This model called assembly design. So in this environment, from basic part we have single planes. We have compass. We have this item which help us to know in which side we are. And as I think in all of engineering program, we start our creating of our 3D model from Sketcher. This is a part of model. We can create the sketch using tool positioning sketch and put this sketch to one of plane. For example, let it be this one. And as you see, my planes changed during my settings. And in this case, I have a lot of tools which help me to create different profiles for creating 3D objects in future. For example, I want to create some profile. All profiles should be closed without any breakouts. And after creating profile, I go out from creating sketch, and then I select tool path definition, toolpath path definition. I only choose my profile, and after this I can create a volume, can create my 3D object. So I think it's easy to understand because its process is similar to other according to other programs. 1 minute for your attention. Please see our chat. There is information about the test which you should pass after which you should pass using material which you will see and here in our meeting. So and about file system, which when we save our file using save button, as you can see, extension of part file is cut part. As we have different different modules, for example, assembly design, we will have cut product extension, and cut part combine in one file features from part design and shape design. So we'll go to next. I think it's not very interesting to show the process of modeling. I think it's better to show you some of my work, some of my models which I created, and explain you how they were created, and show you some features, some useful tools which Catia give us for creating. One of this is my project from which I work not so long, but time from time, and here we can see 1, 2, 3, and 4 different parts. One interesting item then I use in this for creating these models. I use some background for creating my geometry. This is background. As you can see, this is a picture which I took from scanner, not 3D scanner, like simple 2D scanner which you can use for paper. So in this, as you can see, from this picture, for me it was important to take this profile, and after this I built this one. So as you can see in G, we can see the different part bodies according to our model, and also one of item geometry set. In this object, it's a collector of geometry which isn't related to 3D object, like lines, sketches, planes, and other files. And in this, as you can see, green gear, here system collect functions which create 3D geometry, like pad, HP bit, shell, and other functions. Also, for this background, show you, we use different pictures. I can paste them in different plane for better understanding and to obtain profile for my future 3D model. So if you have any question, you can ask me. So go to next file. So this file, on this file, I want to demonstrate you one interesting item. It's parameters in Catia file. This environment gives us an opportunity to create different parameters. This parameters item also present in our tree, building tree, and we can change these parameters from tree, and our model will react for them. For example, I can change this one, for example 55. Yes, and my model will update. And after this one, I think we do more change. Yes, and this one, as you can see, the diameter of this cylinder it changed. So let it be like this one. It's also very useful. It can it's too large. Using parameters, you can create parameters for all of not measurements, for all of objects, and specify your dimensions in your model. For example, it's diameter, angle. For example, that would be 100 degrees. And after updating, this angle changed. Also, arm lengths. Arm lengths mean this one and this one. I also can change, for example, this one. But in some cases, in this case, it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work because in model it doesn't relate to dimension. But it works as I show you in this parameter with this cylinder. It's very useful and comfortable to create a model, and if you plan to change this model in some range, you can create parameter, and after finishing your model, you can practice with different parameters and see how your 3D model will react. Is it understandable for you? Maybe one of you used this option in other systems. I think Inventor also has some options to use parameters, but as for me, I don't use any parameters always using Inventor. I don't use any parameters in Inventor, but when I started to learn Catia a little deeper than Inventor, then I use these parameters, and it's very useful for me. And one thing, one way in which I use Catia is for creating 3D model for 3D printing. As 3D printing, this is my little hobby, and sometimes I create parts for automobiles and print them on my 3D printer, and for this option I use Catia. So go next. Next option, next file. I want to demonstrate you the shape design. As for me, this module gives the wonderful opportunity to create to create surfaces with different curvature for second and third not options. For example, we can create such surfaces which curve in 3 dimensions. So, for example, this is like engine of airplane, and part design module doesn't give us an opportunity to build such shape because of it's a lot of different shapes, different faces, and it's this opportunity give us only shape design model. So, for example, all of 1 second please. All of creation of surface begin from sketches. For this one, we create sketches. These sketches also, for example, this one is curve of second dimension. One second, this was a simple. Yes, this one. As I remember, this one is. This isn't a simple fillet. This object is a conic curve definition, which is a curve of second position. Maybe I can't tell exactly how it called in English, but maybe you will understand this. This is a curve of second curvature, because of we don't create a simple H fillet. We create curve which have curvature. Not it has some parameters which we can create using only corner, only fillet create. So go next for this module. As you see, here was created some profiles. Yes, and this one. So this profiles will help us to build a middle of our future model. This one. Yes. So, and after this, we can use this one and this one profiles for extrude surface. In future, we will use this surface for adding constraint of tangency to our main surface. And multi-section surface we create using this one, this. Translate and sketch. Yes. We use these 4 sketches for creating surface, and also we use this one, next, and sketch 10 for add other constraints for future surface, for our multi-section surface, because we use these sections and these long lines also we use for creating multi-section. And in result we have one half of our future model. And after this we can create symmetry of our of our surface, and we will see the surface of our future body. But for current moment, it's two different objects in our tree, as you see. We should join them to one. Yes, for this we can use join option and select symmetry 2 and multi-section surface. And after this, and after this, we can see that this is after joining two surfaces to one. We can see that after this operation we have one surface. For now, this is object of generative shape design module. We can combine object of generative shape design module and part design. As you remember, I talked about part design, that this workbench used for creating 3D mechanical parts. So for if you want to create a part from your surface, you can do it using 6 surface. It means that you will you will apply option 6 surface to your surface, and you will create SIG for your surface. For example, I will apply 3 millimeters for my surface, and it created. So, and now I can hide my surface, and I will have an object of part design for now. But this object of part design has link to object of generative of shape design. And in this way, shape design help us to create different forms, even extraordinary forms, which use mathematical law, and go to part design. And this object of part design we can use for 3D printing, for creating of drawing, and for export in other format. Because if we have only shape design object, we can't export it to other format, because it hasn't such solid it doesn't contain solid. And if we have part design object, we have solid in its geometry, and this solid we can export. So, and a few operation, you can see it create some more geometry for this body, but it's as I see before, this model of shape design give us an opportunity to create different forms which are not too too strong, which isn't very simple for creating in part design. So if you have any questions or you want to share with us any of your thoughts, you can do it. So if you haven't, so we can go on, yes? Can you specify the wall thickness when we create a part? Yes, of course. For example, we can specify wall thickness when we create 6 surfaces. As I demonstrate, in this case we can choose first offset and second offset. It means first offset is outward and second offset is inward. Now try to demonstrate here. This one. A lot of joints here. And this one. And as you can see, this red line, this is our surface, and this upper geometry, it's once more. It's first offset 3 millimeters and second offset 2 millimeters. Let it be a better view. 5 millimeters. In this case, I think you will see better the difference here. Also, we can specify thickness in other way. For example, when I create this object, I can choose to shell and just select the side, not side, the face which I want to delete, and I should specify inside thickness. For example, let it be 5 millimeters. And click OK, and after this we will have this box. And all thickness of all sides will be as I specified. We can measure it using measure item. This measure item called measure the thickness is very simple to use. Just activate it and hover the mouse above geometry which you want to measure the thickness, and in real time it will show you. For example, in this one we will have 159. In this case we will have 5 millimeters. Is it understandable for you, Nicodim? Okay. So if you have any other questions according to our topic, you can write them in chat or turn on your microphone and speak. So go on. Next one is about drawing. Creating drawing gives us an opportunity to print this sheet and have a physical drawing, but as for me, for nowadays it's not very useful to have a physical drawing. It's better to use digital model like STL format, or this drawing but in also in digital format, because of not all of can have a printer which can print it. But this opportunity to create drawing also Catia 5 gives us, and we have a lot of options to create this drawing. But as our meeting is for show, to demonstrate only different opportunities of Catia, we will not dive in other diving options, tools, and other items of Catia. For creating, I only demonstrate you how it works and what we will obtain. So in drafting, in drawing, you also have a tree in which you will see all of your views and your section, isometric view and other. And one of interesting things, I think, which you can't see in other program of 3D modeling, is that this sheet has two views. For example, it's sheet background, which gives us an opportunity to create frame and other information to this one, and other it's working views. So we have two zones. In one of them we create frame, it's sheet background, and working views in which we create our main geometry. And also its drawing has also, I ask bring your attention to this one, that drawing has file extension cut drawing. Also, this drawing has link to cut part file from which it was created. Also, it is opened, and if I change some geometry in this one, my drawing will ask to update view, and I will see that date on my drawing. Now I want to demonstrate this one. For example, I create hole in this place. For creating hole, I use sketch. In sketch, I will create circle. It doesn't matter which diameter it has, it's only for demonstrating. And for creating hole, I use pocket. I choose my sketch, side, and this one, level direction. Also in Catia 5, all items has its own direction, and when you create your parts, you should follow for direction and be sure that the creation of your model will go in that direction which you want. For example, this one pocket I can't create in empty space. I should change direction to my solid volume, and after this I will have a hole. So when I come back to drawing, I see that I have near my sheet object some symbol which give me an information that these items want to be updated. So I can do it by clicking right mouse button and update selection. After a few seconds, yes, I can see this hole on my view. This is front view, and if I do the same with isometric view, I also will see this one and this one. But maybe on this section view I can't see this because my section plane doesn't go through this hole. So for your knowledge, the 3D model and drawing always are in always has links for to each for one for cut drawing has link to cut part, and cut part has link to drawing. In case if we create if we create in correct way our job. So, have you any question for this about this module? Let's try to do it. For example, file, save as, and you choose type of file, and in this case you will see which formats in which format we can export, like a DVG, DXF, PDF, even, and other. So we can save this in DVG format. Also, as I know, DXF format we also use for digital control of machines, for example, drilling machines or cutter machines or other which also are driven from digital. So, and using this module, also we can do some interesting options. For example, I can demonstrate to you. For example, as I create some changes to this part, change the sketch. Let it be simple rectangle. This one, and let it be this one. And for example, I want to create some symbols or word in this case. Here we can I can use two ways. One of them is create a sketch on the side of this geometry and use one of tool and start to draw any symbol, but it's too long, and so it's bad, is worst way. So I can use another way. For example, I can create drawing. So in this case I choose format of my future drawing, but for current feature it doesn't matter. And in this file I can create a text, object of text, and for example Catia course, this one, and click OK. So after this I can specify the I can change this text. Let it be this one. And after this one I should save it as a DXF format. Let it be to my second here, and should select DXF. Okay. And after this I will open it as a DXF file. 1 second, I will find it in my another monitor. DXF. the goal of this action to obtain a close contour for my symbol. As you see now, window. In this drawing 2 window, we have this as object of text in drawing format. Here, because I can change it, but when I export it to DXF format, I have this not a text object. I have this like a contour object, and after this I can choose it and copy paste to my Control C, and after go to my part 7 window, and in this case now I can create my sketch and Control V, and we have this text. So it's more better to create it. So some of you who work in Inventor, I think you know that Inventor has better tools for this, but it's one of methods how to create simple text in 3D geometry. We can scale it, choose a point of scaling, and like this one. Which one? It's too large. Let it be this one. Once more. Let it do this. And after this, oh, it's a lot of points, but I think my laptop can do it. I use that definition, choose the sketch, and I hope that it doesn't crash. Because as you can see, a lot of simple elements. Oh yes, it's wonderful. That definition. Okay. So, and we have this text in 3D model. And after this I can export it to, for example, STL format and print it in any printer, in any 3D printer. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Or if you have some information which you want to share with us, you also can do it. So we go next. And also in this file, I want to share with you and show how we can use shape design module and which surfaces we can create. As you see in this file, this is a model of plane, but it's so simple airplane, but this environment gives us an opportunity to create more difficult structure. For example, for understanding the powerful of this system, all of automobile of automobile companies and airplane companies use Catia v5 for creating their parts and engineering objects for airplanes. Most of them are created were created in Catia v5. For example, Boeing company use this environment for creating all of engineering parts for their planes. So, how this airplane was created? You can see a lot of constructions and some of shape design objects. So, we will see it step by step. For example, this one. I will hide all of this object, and we will see them step by step. So, in the beginning, were created 3 lines. These lines are simple curve. They are second generation curve, second generation lines, and after this one were created next sketches with another lines which help us to create future surfaces of our airplane. So next object we create this one surface. It's like we use object option revolution surface. Just build this surface using around the one of axis. So, and another multi-section surface object. This one we create using the sections and guides. As we see deeper, we use sections and guides. We use 2 sections, it's this one, and use 3 guides. This one, and this one, and this one. And as a result, we have this surface. After this, we create a symmetry, and we have one part of, for example, like that. But for dividing this into different pieces, is join we use for having one simple surface. After this, we use option extrude of this line, and this surface will use for splitting this one surface. Now we can hide this extrude, and as a result of split, I have this surface. So for next step, we use extract. Extract we use for extract from this surface. Extract this, but from this one, from this joint. Yes. These extracts were taken from join. As you see, these objects, they are lines, but in tree we see them as extract objects. Yes, and after this we create join. Function join we can apply not only to surface but to and for lines, as in this example. And after this one, multi-section surface, we connect this part of airplane and forward and aft part of airplane. So next which was created, next steps, it's to create other parts. We can create a sketch in which we have line. Also we create plane, one and second. Plane which were built using dimensions from past. So also we have some structure buildings. I mean that we use sketches for creating lines which we will use for creating surfaces. And as a result, we create multi-section surface using our sketches lines. For this one, let's see more deeper. We use sketch 8 as a section, and the lines in sketch 9 and sketch 10 we use as a guide. And as a result, we have this part of wing, one half of wing. We use a symmetry option, and after this we have two half of wing. Using options of fill, we fill of surface this empty space. Yes, and if we have one wing, we can create symmetry. This object. It is the same. This split, I think it's, if I hide it, this one. This split, some surfaces were splitted. I think, I understand. In this case, for current moment of build, if I hide this, we can see that these wings connect in the middle, and this split is this one. Yes. Do you understand which was done? Thank you for feedback. And next one. And also we the last peer operations which creates the match, as I remember. So we create the method of building is similar to creating of wings, but in different angle and another dimensions. Also you can see fill of this space, and it is similar to this one. This one, symmetry, split, and this one. So symmetry I should use this one. So here we can see one of not fully see. Maybe it didn't hide zone. Yes. So so this airplane model will create in such way of using options, tools, and sketches. Points. I don't know what do you mean about Air Force Tools website. If you can share your desktop and tell us about what is this, because I don't know what is Air Force Tools website. Can you share what do you mean? I understand you. So I can Google what is Air Tools. So I think I need some time for understanding what is this. Option to command point. So as I am I right that you are interested in can Catia create connect points using lines, and these points are created using coordinates. Yeah. Maybe I'm not fully. Yes, I can demonstrate this. I come back to my file which I created for example and for demonstrating. So this is my individual individual panels on this workbench. And in this workbench I combined options from shape design and part design. So I can create point using coordinates, point definition by coordinates x, y, z. For example, let it be 10, 15, and this one. So one point and second point also use. I can create another coordinates. Let it be this one and this one. So I have another point, and I can create a line using this point. But maybe I don't fully understand about which you ask. Maybe this one. No? Did I understand you? Connect many points, for example. Can the program points? No, automatically it can't, but we can automatically create a lot of points. Also, we can create in 3D environment such object as spline using points, and points can be created by coordinates, by or points can be created on planes and other. So if I can demonstrate you how to create, for example, 100 points. So in this case, I delete this object and using sketch, I can create equidistant point, for example. Let me do this one, this line, and I can use these two equidistant points, and I can select start point and select end point, and out of this I can choose numbers of points which I want to create. Let me be 100, and in this case I create 100 point by several clicks. And automatically the system put dimension but I'm not sure that you are mean exactly the same. And okay, Nicodim, and in which program you can automatically connect a lot of points? So, can you hear me, Nicodim, or you are in process of writing the message? And what is the task that you need to connect a lot of points? Understand you. Okay. So what about spline? Yes, spline you should create using point. And as for me, I don't know the method which will create it automatically. So, as I understand, you obtain answer but not full. So we can go next. So the last file which we saw is creation of this plane, and the next one prepare files file, and once more which also were created and also all this geometry. It's part which were prepared for casting in metal. I created using only photos and dimensions. like this one. From my customer, I obtained, he received me, he sent me these photos and with dimensions, and I choose the scale of this, and using this picture I create this geometry. I think it was very interesting task for me, because I use part design and shape design object for creating this one, and in future this geometry were cut. This geometry was produced, but it's a picture that I didn't see it in real life. But it's interesting to create some things which were produced, and you can see it in real life. So, and once more, I want to. One second. I want to also demonstrate you some one more module. It's assembly design module. This module gives us an opportunity to create single assemblies. Like this one. This is a single assembly which contains one plate, angle, and some of fasteners. In assembly mode, we have assembly design module. We have some different some tools which give us an opportunity to assemble our parts to assembly. It's a simple process how we can build some object, for example, from Lego construction. So in this case, we use different constraints and apply them to our part, to faces, to cylinders, to holes, and other. So, for example, we can explode our assembly and to see how it was created. As you can see here, we have a lot of construction, like a surface contact, offset, different. Yes, you can see I updated one of constraints, and after this it was applied, and let it do one by one. As you can see, of surface offset this plane with this one, and after this coincidence for this hole and hole in our plate. Next one, coincidence with fastener, also coincidence between this cylinder and this one, also surface contact. Surface contact was with this surface and the lower surface of this fastener. This fixed constraint was applied to this plate. And coincidence was applied to fastener. In this case, we have a lot of fasteners, and as a result, we have some similar process for each fastener. as I know, in Inventor program, model of assembly, in my point of view, it worked more interesting because of animation and sounds, as I remember. But in this program, it also works fine. So also we can, in this environment, we can manipulate. We can do manipulation with all of items in this assembly. We can drag all parts in, but we should choose the direction of changing this position. And in my case, the why this assembly design module is fine, because of we can create only one part for example for this fasteners, and import it several times. So we do not need to create for example 10 files which can be a copy. So we can create only one item and import it several times and use it in another positions. So in this case also we can rotate them. For example, rotate above z-axis. For example, this one and this one, or x. So we can do a lot of manipulations or drag in plane. So, and in case if in this case we have all constraints, so I press OK, and my assembly is in other different locations, yes, which are undefined. So, and if constraints are applied, as you can see in this case, we can very fast update this assembly, and it will look better as before. So as for me, this assembly design interesting, and we can like play in Lego and create assembly. After creating this assembly, we can create a drawing from this geometry, and I don't think that we can create fully assembly, for example, for STL format, but we can put it to our drawing model. For example, we can do it. For example, I open this one, and using this panel views, I can choose let it isometric view, and I go to my product file, this one, and in this case I should choose a front view plane, and system will generate me the isometric view. I can rotate it in that way which I want, this one, so, and after I click to empty space, the system will generate me this drawing view. So I think it don't hard to understand, but if you plan to work in Catia, you should understand the logic of Catia and to be familiar with picture which present different options in this system, because as I remember, in, for example, in inventor system, there is one of approaches that you have more useful, friendly interface than in Catia. And as I remember, in inventor, when you move from left to right, from left side to right side, and using options, you will create your part, even if you haven't any extra knowledges in engineering. But using Catia, you should be familiar with options and with pictures which are present in this. For example, this panel, sketch-based features, when you see it at first time, I don't sure that you can understand what will do this option. So during some time, you will understand how it works, and I think for me, when I work, for me this system is the best system, and I like it more, and it helped me to sometimes create all parts which I need for my hobby, for my work, and I don't see any way for using, for example, Inventor or Inventor Fusion options, but some options in Inventor and Fusion is more better than in Catia. For example, Inventor Fusion can give us an opportunity to use generative shape design creation. Maybe you know what is this way of creation of geometry. Do you hear this approaching of engineering like generative shape design? Not shape design in Catia, generative shape design. Okay, you can Google it, or I tell you a few words about it. It's approaching to creating of your geometry using artificial intelligence, in which in this case you create on, for example, cube and holes in places which you need, and you create force which will apply to that holes, for example, and ask the system that generate the geometry which will consist of that dimensions. And after this, system generate for you a lot of variants of future parts. Let it Google and share with you some geometry. I think you will know. Generative design. As you know, generative design is applied in Catia. Next generation of Catia, it's V6 generation. So, like this one, options. This is the example of generative design. So in traditional formats is like this one, but generative design is more optimized and more interesting structure than traditional. So this one is also generative design product. So this you can generate similar using Autodesk Fusion, Inventor Fusion program, but Catia V5 as I know cannot do it, but Catia V6 as I know can do it. Also in the Inventor we can do more comfortable create text in our part for our part, as I demonstrate this one is that I need to create drawing, export it in the XF format, and then import and have some a lot of points, a lot of steps. As I know, in Inventor there is a special tool which gives us an opportunity to create the similar text, but in a few clicks. So, do you have any questions or information which you have, which you want to share with us? Okay. One thing that I want to share with you is one of my first models. Yes. First models which I created in Catia. They were this model was created for casting from plastic. It's like a toy, but toy for age 18 plus, I hope, because it's too hard to collect it. Yes, this one. In this case, it's all of these parts was product by casting from plastic. So, and as you see, as I will try to share with you, this model has a lot of parts, a lot of different geometry and little geometry, small pieces. It very a lot of different parts. So, for example, I'll hide all of files, all of bodies. This one part, one body. This is another. This one. So this is all parts which were created independently, but they are all are gathering in one big toy. We can see this one. It's very interesting to create this, but it takes a lot of time. But it's very interesting. During creating of these models, I learned a lot of function in Catia and obtain a huge experience in creating of this one. So, for example, I I can do this one. Yes, it has empty space, but it looks very simple to not very simple. It looks very similar to real machine. Its machine is from First World War, and I create it using pictures which I find in internet, and use them like a background, and try to create model using them. So Catia has a lot of opportunities to create your own designs, to create different parts, and improve yourself. So for this moment, I think I tell a lot of, show you all opportunities of Catia, and as I know, some of members of your group will took part in course which will provide by company, and in that course we will have an opportunity to learn more deeper this system, and as a result you will be able to create your own models, your own designs, and to improve your modeling skills. So if you have some questions, some information which you want to share, you can do it. Or if you want to share your point of view of our lecture, you also can do it. Was this lecture interesting for you, and do you obtain new knowledges about this system? Tutorials, about tutorials, I think I can't tell you some exactly, for example, book or other items. I think YouTube is the best tutorial, because in YouTube, as I saw, there are a lot of lessons about Catia, or about some function of Catia, and I think it's the best. But if you want, I can share with you a PDF format book, but as I remember, it not in English, but you can translate it and read some information about Catia. And it is very useful, and goes through that information, and in the end you will have an opportunity to create your own design using shape design, module, assembly design, and part design. If you want that I share that information with you, you can write me on my email. Now I share it in chat. So this is my email, and if you want to obtain a tutorial about Catia, please send me a letter with about Catia, the file, and so on, and I will send you that information. But that information isn't in English. So if you want to understand it, you should translate it. So for now, we have time for questions. Okay, well, after our session, I will send you. And now we have time for questions, for your feedbacks, for other things which are related to our topic. Do you have any information which you want to maybe ask, maybe share with us, or share with us your experience in modeling? You can do it now. Or if you haven't any, we can finish our meeting, and I hope this information will help you to grow in your own skills of modeling, of creating 3D models. So, thank you for your attention, thank you for your feedbacks in chat, and I hope you will be the best engineer in the world using Catia V5.